Hello people of the internet, it's your boy, The Breakdown, back again with another MCU video. In today's video we have, Thor the Dark World? Great, I cannot wait to talk about it. I guess I can't skip this movie, huh? Too bad. So, Thor the Dark World, or as I call it, Thor 2, is pretty bad as a whole. Nothing really stands out to me. All I can say is that Thor 2 is better left forgotten. Nobody really talks about this movie when it comes to the MCU. As a matter of fact, people try to avoid it as much as possible, and for a good reason. I try to be as unbiased as possible when it comes to the review, but I cannot make promises that I know I'll break, so I won't promise it. Anyways, spoiler warning. Wait. It doesn't even matter if I spoil the movie. You guys won't watch this movie anyways. Anyhow, with all that in mind, insert the intro. So, Thor 2 is a movie that was maybe planned well, but it clearly backfired. Thor 2 is clearly recognized as one of the worst movies in the MCU because everything is all over the place. The movie mainly focuses on the relationship growth of Jane Foster and Thor. And to be honest, who the hell cares about love when it comes to when the movie has Thor in it? Thor is meant to be a badass who fights people for fun and can do whatever he wants. Thor isn't made to satisfy females or be focused on romance. Romance isn't supposed to be what drives the plot. Anyways, so in a way this movie was also made to introduce to us the Reality Stone from all the Infinity Stones in the MCU. If you don't know what the Infinity Stones are, then look it up and come back later once you know what they are. So, the Reality Stones is the setup to our main antagonist Malekith, the ruler of the Dark Elves. Ooh, and when I say his name, doesn't that make you shiver? Don't you imagine like a big muscular elf who is twice the size of Thor and has amazing powers? Yeah? Well, in the movie we got the opposite of what I mentioned. We got this skinny ass looking elf who looks more like a guy who works at a circus and not someone I take seriously. As a matter of fact, in some versions of the comics, Malekith looks freaking badass and very intimidating. Now, compare that to the MCU version of Malekith and you let me know who do you want in a movie. Aside from Malekith, deaths are a pretty common thing in Thor 2. First we get the lame ass death of Thor's mother, who I never gave a damn about. Later, Jane Foster partially died, which I would have loved if she actually died for real. I'll be elaborating on that issue just a moment. And finally, we got to see Loki die for a second time, surprise surprise, which seemed pretty repetitive and useless because we already saw him die in the first movie, and now the movie expects us to fall for that trap again? Oh hell no, I said. No way I'm falling for that again. And guess what? I fell for it anyways. Lastly, the thing that bothers me the most about this movie is that the movie tries so hard to make the audience care for Jane Foster. Bro, if I didn't care for her in the first movie, there's no way I'll care about her in the second movie. Most of the scenes with her are pretty awkward and cringy for the most part, and that doesn't help a movie that is already pretty loaded with bad content. All of the stuff I just mentioned covers only my opinions on the negative aspects of the movie. Moving on to the good stuff, which is pretty minimal to none. All I can say that this movie did right is the fact that the plot gets pretty quickly to the end goal, which is the final battle, and doesn't have a lot of side missions or stories that derail the main point of the movie. The first movie had too many side stories that took away from the enjoyment, and I think the second movie learned from its mistakes. Overall, this movie is loaded with content that could have been well executed with a proper team and cast. Thor the Dark World was only created to introduce new concepts to the MCU that will have an effect outside of Thor's universe. It had exciting moments, but those moments were not enough to overshadow the cringy and awkward ones. This movie deserves a 6 out of 10 because as much as I hated most of it, it isn't as bad as other MCU movies. Iron Man 3. Wait, who said that? So, this is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like the video to support the channel. Subscribe to stay notified when I drop new videos. Follow me on Twitter at TheBreakdown12. Go check out my playlist of the MCU movies that I've already reviewed. Also, leave a comment suggesting new ideas for future videos. It could be series, movies, etc. The possibilities are endless. Anyways, this has been the breakdown, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.